Most of us know exactly how much money we have in our checking and savings account. We monitor our financial portfolios, track our investments, and worry about our credit score. But how many of us can say we are equally aware of our spiritual bank account? What is good, world? You have tuned in to another episode of The Double Edge Factor. I am your host, Manuel, and peace and blessings unto you. Before we get going, be sure to like, follow, and hit that subscribe button to never miss another episode. Or you can find the Double Edge Factor on linktree.com, where you will have access to all of our social media outlets. So what is your spiritual bank account? When I talk about a spiritual bank account, I'm referring to the accumulated wealth of your inner life, your reserves of peace, purpose, compassion, gratitude, and connection to something greater than yourself. Just like a financial account, your spiritual account can experience deposits and withdrawals. It can be abundant or it could be depleted. It can earn you interest or fall into debt. The deposits in the account come from practices that nurture your soul, moments of genuine connection with others, acts of service, time spent in reflection and prayer, experience of awe and wonder, and living in alignment with your deepest values. The withdrawals, of course, they can happen through stress, resentment, isolation, living inauthentically, or becoming consumed by material concerns to neglect what truly matters. So you might be wondering, why should I care about my spiritual bank account when my financial one pays the bills? Here's the truth. While money can buy comfort and security, it cannot purchase meaning, it cannot purchase purpose or inner peace. Studies consistently show that beyond meeting our basic needs, additional wealth contributes very little to our overall happiness and well-being. Yet we often sacrifice our spiritual wealth in pursuit of financial gain. A robust spiritual bank account serves as a buffer against life's inevitable hardships. When tragedy strikes, when relationships falter, when health fails, and these things will happen to everyone eventually, it's not the money in your bank account that will sustain you, but the depth of your spiritual resources. So, what happens when our spiritual accounts run dry? The symptoms are all around us. Think about the executive who achieves tremendous financial success but feels hollow inside. The person surrounded by luxury possessions, yet they are plagued with persistent emptiness. Or what about the individual who reaches all of their external goals only to wonder and say, is this all there is? Spiritual bankruptcy manifests as anxiety, depression, addiction, broken relationships, and a profound sense of meaninglessness. We see it in the rising rates of what we call a disease of despair across seemingly prosperous societies. When we're spiritually depleted, we become more vulnerable to life's challenges. Without inner reserves to draw upon, minor setbacks feel just catastrophic. We lack resilience, and we struggle to find purpose in suffering. We feel disconnected from others and from any sense of transcendent meaning. And we will be right back. Today's show is brought to you by Polished Custom Builders, where they specialize in building your dream into a reality through custom home building, renovations, and interior design. Check them out at polishedcustombuilders.com. For the most beautiful house in the world is the one that you build yourself. And we are back. So, How do we invest in our spiritual wealth? The good news is that unlike financial wealth, which depends partly on circumstances and privilege, spiritual wealth is available to everyone regardless of their material circumstances. Some of the most spiritual or just richest people I've encountered possess very little in material terms. Building your spiritual bank account doesn't require a special talent, favorable market conditions. It simply asks for intention and attention, the willingness to invest time in what nourishes your soul. This might mean different things for different people: meditation, prayer, time in nature, meaningful conversations, creative expressions, volunteer work, or studying wisdom traditions. What matters isn't the specific practice, but the consistent choice to prioritize spiritual nourishment alongside material concern. And there's something truly remarkable about spiritual investments. They tend to compound in unexpected ways. Acts of kindness generate gratitude, which fosters more kindness. Moments of presence build awareness, which deepens subsequent experiences. Unlike financial investments, spiritual ones never crash. They only appreciate with time and attention. Now, where do we find that balance? The goal isn't to reject material well-being in favor of spiritual pursuits. We need both. Financial stability provides the foundation that allows us to pursue deeper questions of meaning and purpose. The problem arises when we focus exclusively on material gain while neglecting spiritual growth. True wealth comes from balance, from recognizing that we are both physical beings with material needs and spiritual beings with needs that transcend the material plane. When these dimensions of our lives are in harmony, we experience a richness that no bank account statement can measure. As we close today, I'm reminded of these profound words from the book of Matthew, Matthew 16 and 26. It says, "What good would it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul?" This cuts straight to the heart of the discussion. We can accumulate all of the financial wealth in the world, but if we neglect our spiritual well-being, we may find ourselves rich in possessions, yet poor in what matters. So I invite you today to check that balance of your spiritual bank account. Is it flourishing or has it been neglected? What deposits can you make today, even small ones, to begin building the inner wealth that sustains a truly meaningful life? And remember, your most valuable portfolio isn't tracked on Wall Street, but in the quiet moments of connection, purpose, and peace that form the true measure of a life well lived. Until next time, this is Manuel with the Double Edge Factor. And it would mean the world to me if you would share this episode with just one person. And hey, let's be more than podcast friends. Hit that subscribe button to never miss another episode of the Double Edge Factor on linktree.com, where you can join that email list and have access to all of our social media outlets. And I'll leave you with this, my friends. Be intentional with your words, your thoughts, and your actions, and always find a way to be a blessing to someone else today.